Hi, I'm Renata Bliss and I'm your freestyle dance teacher.
Hey guys, welcome back to episode 6 of Rupauls.
Oh, I was gonna be the 1 to your 5. Ruined it.
Go again.
It's fine.
So,
Next week we'll do it.
It's a snatch game this week.
Snatch. Deadly snatch.
Question: favorite snatch game character?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. Alyssa as Mae West. Fucking incredible.
Alyssa?
Yeah, Alyssa's Mae West in All Stars 2.
You mean Alaska?
Yes, Alyssa.
I was like, Alyssa has never been good at snatch game.
Let's go for the top.
I think one of my top ones was Judy Good as
Maria the
Maria the Robot, because it was so out of, it's such a left field.
Yeah.
So it was weird,
Yeah.
but fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, off the top of my head, and like Little Lady.
So the Girls Who Snatch Game, we're gonna just jump straight into Snatch Game.
Oh, hold on. Before we jump,
Okay.
I want to comment on one thing that made me piss.
Go.
Which was when Ahura and Sister were in the workroom.
Oh yeah.
And
Go for it.
Ahura was like talking to Tace, and she was talking about how she was stressed out. She was like nervous about this challenge because she's not good at not being herself.
Yeah. Same.
And Sister said, "I like when you're not yourself," and she turned around and she said, "I like when you're me," and I was like. It was the fact that as soon as the cameraman caught Sister's face, it was gold, because Sister was so
taken aback,
as if did this bitch really just say that?
We're gonna go down the line. First one, Tia as Melby. Thoughts?
Oh, you bastard! It was just a no. Do you know what's funny as well? Obviously we've spoken about this in one of the earlier episodes about why didn't she do Mel B? Well, now we know why. Because Mel B is not in her wheelhouse. It literally just was Tia.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but none of those Eddie Murphy jokes landed. Not one Spice Girl joke. And the whole of it. What?
I think for me, I didn't mind her picking the Eddie Murphy thing as a joke if she did it once.
Yeah.
The problem is she did what Jaden Diorface did in season 7, where you pick this one thing about this character and you try to milk it, no pun intended, for everything that it's worth, hoping that you can make 5, 6, 7 jokes.
What was the pun?
Milking it. Because I did this.
Oh, I was like, what's that any relation to Mel B? I was like, the Spice Girls, is it because you have to drink milk or something spicy? No. I was like, where's the joke here?
But
where are the jokes?
Well, we're gonna get to someone who didn't have any jokes. Also, I wish she had worn her entrance look. Because Melby, when you think of Melby, you think of Scary Spice. When you think of Scary Spice, you think head to fucking toe leopard.
Yeah.
Why didn't
she? And you couldn't have done the little gold.
Did the bunches?
To me, I was like,
Tia.
She looked more like Macy Gray.
Maybe she should have done that.
You know, Macy Gray used to wear those the fur.
Yeah. And just pile
jackets.
shit on top of her and had wild, crazy hair. She could have done Macy Gray.
I hate you so much right now.
Khalees. Wow, I love you, Khalees. I knew that.
I love Khalees as well. I don't know why I just thought that. What is Macy Gray again?
I tried.
Oh yeah. Well, she didn't.
Next girl, Sister as Sally Morgan.
I didn't mind this. It wasn't amazing. She wasn't a front runner. She wasn't a winner for me. But I did think it was funny when she did the possession thing. I thought, how many sidekicks have we had on Snatch Game before?
Oh.
And I don't think any of them have ever thought to actually have a sidekick moment, if that makes sense.
I think so.
Nobody has ever spoken through them. When you had what's her name, Fifi doing that. She did the thing where it was the card came up and stuff, where it was obviously making fun of the fact that it was fake, which was funny. But we've never had anybody go, "I'm getting something. It's your granddaughter who calls you." You know what I mean?
We had Jada do it as Raven when she was communicating with the spirit.
But she wasn't doing anything that was taking over the body. It was funny to say your granddad's here and he says you have to cover up, you whore. Do you know what I mean? That was funny.
I feel like there wasn't much physicality to the possession. It was just your granddad said to cover up. And I was like,
that was funny. It would have been funny if she maybe like, you know, like contorted the body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
wish
if she
it
started
was-
to have a fit and Rue
Yeah.
had to go like,
not a fit.
Sally, or
she's
you-
not fit.
well, not a fit, but like,
she-
you know, where she's like convulsing and stuff,
Yeah.
and Rue could have been like,
And then
Sally,
she,
are
like,
you
snapped
okay?
out
And then
of it
she's
and was
like,
like-
you're granddaddy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would
That
have
could
been
have been
funnier. But I think for me, she wasn't one of the strong. She was like
She
middle
was
of the road.
getting mid.
Yeah. Next, Lawrence as Miriam Margulies. I had high hopes for Lawrence, being that she's the funny one. But I think the problem is, Lawrence is more of an unscripted funny. She's funny in the moment.
I mean, Snatch Game isn't scripted.
No, but hear me out. She's funny in the moment as her. When she has to be funny in the moment as someone else, I think that's where she loses the humor, because she has to think, okay, I need to be funny, but I have to be funny like this character would be funny. And in that sense, she can't be funny because she has to speak as if she's that person. Does that make sense? All in all, it was not funny.
It
Where
was just
were the jokes?
Where are the jokes?
you know, like sometimes, like Michelle said it, where she said that sometimes you can pick a character and be too smart with it. Where I think sometimes people think, I'm going to pick somebody that's like not like a pop culture reference, like somebody who's like, you know, I'm going to hopefully like teach people about this person. But you need to really fucking know about that person, I think, like if you're going to do that. Like when Jinx did Little Lady, she knew everything about it. Like she had clearly watched Grey Gardens 100 times and could, in the blink of an eye, like make what Rue was saying into something.
And she had props, which helped.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas, yeah, like she could have done like, you know how she played Madame Sprout?
Yeah, why did she have
She could have done something, or like, you know, she played the part in
Harry Potter? Oh yeah,
that was Harry Potter. She played the part in Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Is it like there was no like character references or anything like that either. It was just a really poor thing, and like I will give her credit and say she looked like her.
Next up, Ellie Diamond as Vicky Pollard. I think this was hilarious.
You know what? She really caught me off guard with this, because I was a bit like, I don't really often think of Ellie. I'm gonna say I called it, because literally last week I said that when she was in her girl band, I was like, she's with the 3 comedy queens, and I said, why didn't they do like funny? Why didn't they do a comedic version of it? And I was like, well, you don't really often think of Ellie as funny, but I'm sure she could rise to the challenge. Well, she should have, and they should have last week, because this week she was really funny.
So
Her
funny.
accent was really funny.
She
Like,
stayed in character.
Yeah.
The tracksuit, I love the hair. Like everything about it. She was funny with Rue as well.
there was one moment though where it was like flashback to when she was like why don't you ever say my name Scottish? You know when she said the thing about the you shut up to him, and Rue kind of went oh, okay. And I was a bit like, yeah, it was kind of funny because you don't often ever think of Rue being told to shut up.
Yeah.
And I don't think he ever hears it. So
No.
it looked as if Rue was like,
The only
I know
reason
you're doing
she
a bit.
Yeah, that's the
Like-
only reason she got away with it.
it was kind of like, you know when you were a kid and like you like acted up in front of like friends or something like that, and your mom would be like, when we go home,
I'm gonna whoop your ass.
yeah, you know what I mean, like you can
And you get
smile
that
and
look where she's like, right, next up was Taste as Jane Turner.
no.
I disagree. You go first.
No, I don't even have any like major, like it's not as if she did anything wrong, it just wasn't funny. Like I just don't feel like any of the jokes landed. Like she looked like the character, it was just like, and I'm sure, I mean I have never seen Kath and Kim, so I'm sure that like some of the references that she did were like, you know, like key jokes for her, like the chuck thing and the, I think the only thing I've ever heard from it is the come by, come by. That's the only thing, but it just wasn't, I didn't laugh at anything Tay said, unfortunately, which is sad because she is one of my favourites. I just didn't laugh.
Anyway, no, she wasn't one of the funniest ones there.
Please exposed me in my own show.
Why?
On my own show.
You said you don't have dick in a while, so...
Not every episode has to bring the, like, fuck's sake.
We're hammering that point home.
You know what though, like, it's almost became a bit of a challenge. Hopefully by the finale of our show, somebody will have slid into my DMs.
Let's have a challenge. Every episode, we say Cal hasn't had dick, you take a drink.
Cause I'm gonna get wasted. I just finished a whole cup of 42 and I'm about to go for my second one, Courtney. What the f are you on?
Yeah, taste wasn't one of the strongest ones. Dick on the brain. No. Taste was
dick on the brain.
So, Taste wasn't one of the funniest ones, but I do commend her for staying in that character for the whole time, give or take a few accent slips. And I thought the look was really like on point for that character, so I give her props for that. I was a bit worried for her going into it because, as we know, Taste, she's not an impressionist. She does a killer Sierra though. Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2.
She also does a really good Tinashe, but this is like her dancing. Yeah. I've never seen her do like another person being funny, so I was pleasantly surprised that she could go there.
Do you know what I sort of wish? Especially like now that Hart and Ahura live together. I mean, I know we're about to get to Ahura, so I won't go too much into Ahura, but I actually liked Ahura's, but they live together. What a golden opportunity, and something we've never seen on Snatch Game.
To do Brittany and Christina.
Well, I don't know, but to do like a duo character where you literally, so that it means that like, I mean, because they probably were both a bit like, this isn't really our wheelhouse. What a perfect opportunity to have somebody that you can just constantly bounce off of.
I mean, we saw it attempted on season 10 between Asia and the Vixen as Beyonce and Blue Ivy, and that was, I still have trauma from that. So
shut your mouth. When have you ever seen Beyonce that mad?
Never. It would have been funny if they did Whitney and Mariah and they came in the same dress like they did once for an award show. Oh god, if you've not seen this video, look it up.
Nice dress. Yeah, you look pretty good too. You do. That's a one of a kind, huh? Looks kind of familiar.
That's what they told me.
Yeah, they told me mine was too, but you know what?
What, baby?
Fortunately, I come prepared for situations like this. Try it on me!
All right. Because I could do it better.
You look good now. All right, now that's a page turner.
It was deliberate.
Yeah, it was deliberate, but it was funny at the same time because we all know they don't like each other. Was like the run-in theme of their career, and so it would have been fun for them to do something that like plays off a similar vibe, as in two people. Mariah likes people, just that we don't know who these people are.
Like her kids.
But yeah, that's a valid point. They could have done a duo.
And I just think it would have been so funny, and you'd have had so much time, like now that you live together, to really just ham it up and to get that chemistry.
Do you know what they could have done? Ru and Michelle.
Yeah!
Sat next to each other in the judging panel. That would have been hilarious.
That's what I mean, like that would have been funny, like, so...
Next time.
It just feels like a slight missed opportunity.
Next up, Ahura as Louis Spence.
I liked this.
Yeah.
I'm actually really disappointed that it wasn't received
as
well as it appeared. Yeah, like I mean, I like thought it was hilarious, and I think that like I will agree to a certain extent with what the judges said, where the list did sort of like muddle up some of this because you were kind of a bit like, wait, what?
You were waiting for the joke, but I think the list didn't help with the delivery of the jokes.
But then you also couldn't drop it. Like you couldn't like start with the list and then it go.
Yeah,
otherwise you'd have
well.
cussed it out for the fact that you'd have been like,
she came
started with the list and then you dropped it out. But I thought also like the physical comedy of it as well, with having the legs come up. We've never seen anything like that. That was funny.
I think she
and it's funny for Ahura as well. Like
she was also clever in picking a character that's so outlandish that you can literally take that character in any direction that you want to. I think the characterization was good, the look was good.
I didn't understand why he had the...
Because I
that was the only thing that I was like, what? Why is he Beyonce now?
I don't know. Ask the horror.
Do you know the only thing as well I thought like would have been hilarious if he was going to do Louis Spence? Why she didn't like get up on the table?
Start dancing.
And then like have like Rue be like, Louis, and she'd be like, oh sorry, like, because there was no dancing.
Yeah.
And it's what he's known for, do you know what I mean?
I will say though, one thing that I enjoyed about Ahura this episode was when she was in the workroom speaking to Rue, and she had that really vulnerable moment where she's like, I feel like I have to be this person because of the way I look, and people focus on my looks, as in how I dress, compared to who I am as a person.
Very relatable.
And I was like, sis, if that is not the truth, I don't know what is. Like, I can't speak for you, but I know like, I feel like that
Oh no,
a lot of
100%.
the time where I'm just like, people see this
The glamour.
before they see this.
But no, it is like very relatable, like, and I think it's probably like a thing that a lot of queer people probably do. It's because clothing sort of becomes your armor. It's what, like, I mean, I know, speaking on behalf of me, to have my vulnerable moment, it's like, you know, that thing where it's a way for you to dictate what people
Thinking about you, yeah.
So like, whether it's, for example, like if you dress very outlandish, then you're then giving people not permission, but you're kind of giving them something that you're then saying, if you want to comment on something, this is what you can comment on. It's the thing that you said, well, I've put this on so that it gives you a point of conversation. Like what you said, like getting to this bit, like you see the outside before you get to see the inside, and it's only like when you actually let down that,
when you take all this shit
when
off.
you take all off and you get to know the person.
Yeah.
So I agree, it was very nice to see like a kind of like, I mean, it's the second time that we've seen a vulnerability from her, and I think the more and more that she has these moments, the more and more that it makes sense why she is the way she is, because it obviously breaks down a little bit more as to why she can be very catty sometimes, because it's obviously it's a defense thing of like trying to get the joke before the joke gets you.
And to that point, I will say, I went in on a horror 2 episodes ago, and I did say, if my opinion changes about her, I'm more than happy to say that I like her, and I do like her as a person. Like, I feel not related, but I feel, God, we ain't related, but
we can't folk.
I feel your struggle, sis, because your struggle is a lot of
It's a queer struggle.
It's something that a lot of queer folk can relate to, and in that sense, last up, and probably the best thing about this Snatch Game, Miss Bimini fucking Bon fucking Boulash as the iconic Katie fucking
Bimini
Price.
Bong gave me whiplash because I was like, yeah, it was great.
I don't know where to start. Like,
Why don't we start from the tits up?
Everything about it was just like, the characterization was there, the jokes were there.
Stephen, I am not being funny. When she did that line about having her implants held at gunpoint in South Africa and then coming home to her stables to see that her horse was cheating on her, I lost my shit.
Which I think is a reference to her this morning interview.
Yeah, where she was like, I just had a really difficult day. I've had this.
She was listed up.
It was just so funny.
And the kicker, that's why I wrote nothing.
Yeah. The nipples are the eyes to the face.
It was also the line where she was like, I heard Gemma banging on my dressing room door.
Eventually I let her out.
I was not ready for that. Like, the way she interpreted Katie Price from her speech pattern to how she like pronounced things wrong like Katie Price does, which I now realize that I do as well. Thank you for pointing that out. But no, I could not love Bimini anymore.
It was even when the camera was like, even it wasn't even her. It was like, you know how you said about you thought that Tay stayed in character? Yeah. It was like, when other queens would be, like say when it would be Ahura or something like that and she'd be slightly in camera, she'd be going...
Always preening. It was Jill preening, like... yeah.
It was like this.
She was always posing, like everything. I also like the line where she said her last bit about the one him rabbit. And then Ruth said something and she went, well, if you're looking for bellends, there's 6 of them here. I was like, girl, And that's how you win Snatch Game, when you also
interact,
bring people into it. It's not just you on your island by yourself.
Yeah.
So Bimini for the win. Like, props to you, mama.
Snapping off camera as always.
Yeah, this is my good fingers. Props to you,
What
mama.
are you, the guy from Ski Movie? That's my good hands, take my good hands.
I can't snap with this one. I can't.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my god,
it's
is
just wind.
Oh, it's just wind.
So.
Do you know what I just realised? We're in the trans colours just now.
Oh, cute. This is for you, Bimini.
Yeah.
So.
Trans lives matter.
Runway.
Black trans lives matter.
And the category is prehistoric.
Prehistoric,
Yeah.
Stephen, actually.
So, first girl, horror.
I loved the jacket. I thought the jacket was amazing. I liked the Iris Van Herpen, reference. It was great. The only thing that I didn't like about the 3D print was it didn't. If you've seen the actual reference, which insert here, it didn't fit her the way the Iris one did.
Yeah.
It almost widened her stomach. Now she's not a big girl.
It was like a hip bit. It just looked swingy.
Yeah, but it's because it didn't have like angles to make this appear. Like, it didn't give a waist.
Yeah.
It just kind of went from tits to hips. Which is the only critique, because as I said, she's not a big girl.
By any stretch of the imagination.
But it just made her look wider.
Yeah.
Which is all down to like trickery and stuff like that. And I just don't think it could have been better.
Next up is Taste, and I fucking lived for this look. I love the African reference.
It was very...
The mouthpiece, oh.
The makeup looked like something off like a National Geographic cover. Like, it was beautiful. And that hair, she gives good wig, because it was such a fluffy, bouncy, like...
Full, voluminous. Like, she looked like she came out...
excellence.
She looked like she came out the bush, and she came to like hunt
Who's-
a bitch down.
Who's bush?
Because she was wearing the same pelt as a horror wore on her coat. So clearly, they've been...
Pelt. You make it out as if they were wearing like a real, like...
Girl, I'm being kind.
Don't hear Bimini, like you said, don't let Bimini hear you say that.
But no, I thought this was one of her best looks. Like, next up, Sister. And she's part of the trio of leopard print cheetah looks that I was not here for. But I will say, the start of that look was that dry ass pussy that she was carrying, because that was insane.
I liked the mask.
The mask was cute as well.
The mask was probably the best bit, but funny, nobody mentioned it, but it was quite funny that the two queens that were wearing masks on their mouth were Ahura and Sister.
Yeah.
So you couldn't help but be like, I wonder if Sister had seen that Ahura had a 3D printed mask, but it was...
Get into that, right?
I didn't like the green fringe on the bottom of it. I don't understand why it was there. The shoes were a clunky 70s like patent, like platform, chunky heel shoe, which just made no sense with the look.
Nothing.
The hair was her hair from her promo.
Yeah. Next up, my girl Tia Coffee. So, my mom always said, if you have nothing nice to say, tell it to Jesus. So, nice thing that I'm gonna say. Loved the hair. Loved the...
Love your hair, hope you win.
Loved that she went in a different direction with the concept. Loved that she had a silhouette.
Her body looked great.
The end.
I liked that she had a body this week. It was nice to see her shape. Funny when Rue literally said, "Are you cinched?" And she said, "No, I just have a fat ass." And she was like, "You fucking bitch." Like, I do really enjoy their interactions.
Yeah.
I know you really enjoy their interactions as well. I think.
Next bitch, Bimini.
Next bitch.
This next bitch is Bimini, and
Queen!
Why do you have to fuck up the runway like this? Like, girl, let other people win. Because
Fuck it up.
This was so
Fuck it
good, girl. Like, I love the Iris concept, everything from head to...
How funny is it there were two Iris references and that, like...
The only issue I had, well, with the
Put it on her
shoes.
chest.
The shoes
I
irked
liked
me.
the shoes.
I wish I get the shoe reference she was going for.
The McQueen.
Yeah, but it looks like what you order online.
But she probably did. Like, yeah, she killed it. Like, I'm just to add on to everything that Steven said. I thought it was like it was so interesting as well. Like to think of her, where her brain took her when she thought of preHERstoric, where she was like, well, what was the very first thing?
Yeah, sperm.
Sales. What's sperm?
Sperm. Oh, Car's not had sex in a long time, so he doesn't know.
Take
what
a shot!
sperm is. You bitches, you could get drunk by the end of this episode. Next up, Lawrence. Like the gag of the rotten teeth. That's all.
Liked the necklace with the teeth on it.
No. Last up is Ellie Diamond. And the first thing I thought was, that bitch is fucking tall.
On this
Like,
point,
huge. Huge!
did anybody notice that she had a fucking prop again this week? What? Why is it that she, literally anything she holds, I'm not being funny, right?
It's my news.
Fuck dating Ellie Diamond, because can you imagine your dick must look like a pin in her hand.
What? You would know what
I
a dick looks
don't know
like.
what a dick is,
Yeah.
but have another shot. I just no. Stop carrying, like, if you were gonna carry that prop, I needed it to be this size.
Maybe she ran out of luggage space. for
No!
props. I
Then
don't
hide it in
know.
your ass, conceal it, like. No.
And you would know about hiding things in your ass. Drink, bitch. Bottoms up. But you wouldn't know because.
What's a bottom?
What is a bottom?
A holder.
So Untucked. Big takeaway from this for
Wasn't
me.
it great Untucked bit though, wasn't it?
No, it was no drama,
No drama.
unfortunately.
No.
I want to see bitches fight, but
Ahura just had like this weird energy about her this
She's
episode. Like,
pissed.
well, not only towards the end of the
Yeah.
episode, she just looked so pissed off, disappointed, and just like angry almost. There seemed to be like this kind of like red aura on her, like, which I know we're kind of fast forwarding a little bit, but like when she was safe and she like kind of stormed off and like literally chucked her jacket down, I was like, what is this tantrum
was
that
the
we're throwing?
reason?
Yeah, like I just, what was the reason? It just was a bit like, you're safe.
yeah.
Like, be happy that you're safe. So it was weird, and I hope that in next week's episode we find out.
Oh,
if
Lawrence is gonna bring that shit up. You know,
Hopefully.
Lawrence can't help herself.
Hopefully, because it was confusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Untucked, there wasn't really much to
No.
go into too much.
So lip sync, Tia versus
Shite
Lawrence.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that too. Tia versus Lawrence. It was a horrible lip sync, a really bad song. This is why Kathy Dennis is not a solo artist,
That
because
song was
Bitch.
weird. There was no levels in it, but for some reason, Rue was like, yeah. I was
this
like,
is a song
clearly
from
the-
Michelle.
yeah, I was
Rue
like-
and Michelle were livid, and I'm just like, you have Jessie Ware there. Could you not pick for a Jessie Ware song?
Does she have? I didn't know any
Yeah,
Jessie's
her
songs.
latest album is like disco
Oh.
influence. So there's some bops on there.
Okay.
Could Jessie not chuck you a song and be like, okay, I've got a new single out, can we promo this?
Yeah.
Like, girl, no.
It was just,
No,
it
Miss
went
Kathy.
nowhere.
Tia loses, she goes home, Lawrence stays.
Tia, right, so as her final goodbye was just like, it really cemented that I was like, I actually really like
Yeah.
you and I'm gonna miss like your humor. Guess what time it is?
Hammer time.
Hammer time!
Sure. It's our special guest segment. This week we are joined by Dylan.
Hey girl,
Hey girl, look at this gorgeous pink number.
Two in the pink.
Oh, come on, because we are living in a material world and you are a material girl. What are we thinking of the season so far?
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Ooh. Thank you. You know, I love a pink moment, living my material girl fantasy in a lockdown. I mean, she's a material girl. Look at the material. Look at the material. Yeah, this season so far has been quite entertaining actually. If you compare it to the US one, which is, you know, Boreda, as Stace would say. This one is quite entertaining, and I mean, I'm getting everything that I need. The shade, the goopery, the eliminations that I was not expecting, RuPaul mental breakdowns, and 7-month breaks. I mean, what else could you want? Plus, my friends are in there, so it's very entertaining to watch.
So this week we had the Snatch Game. If you were going to do Snatch Game, who would you impersonate?
Who would I have done? I would have done definitely someone like French, because, you know, she's half French. So maybe Marie-Antoinette or Amélie from Amélie Poulain. So maybe something like that, like, you know, give them all the cake that they need.
Do we think this was a good episode? Like, was there any, like, things that stood out for you, good or bad?
I mean, this was a great episode. I mean, Snatch Game is always the one that you want to watch. It's always the one that really separates the good queens from the bad queens. And I think this was quite an entertaining Snatch Game, actually. No one did awfully wrong, no, you know, and Bimini just came in and smashed everyone. I honestly never, like, laugh at the Snatch Game, and this one I was just howling. And I had no clue who Katie Price is. I know, murder me in the comments, but, you know, as an immigrant, I have no idea who Katie Price is. And I think she just delivered that. Like, I was living. On the other hand, I think the conversations they were having in the workroom were very entertaining and very insightful. Especially Ellie's and Tay's conversation about acceptance and family acceptance and finding your family. I think it was quite deep, and I think all of us as queer people can sort of relate to when we are just pushed aside by our parents. And it was very interesting and necessary to be talking about this, actually. And it was nice to see Tace and Ellie bond as well, because they were not having any interactions the whole season. So that was quite fun as well.
Do you agree who was in the bottom two and who went home this week?
Yeah, I do agree that Lawrence Chaney should have been in the bottom. He really just flaunted the whole thing, and his dress was not giving me anything. It was just like, you know, a mermaid dress. And he's always sort of the same dress that he wears. So I think definitely he didn't bring his best game this episode. And then the other person in the bottom, which was Tia, has been obviously in the bottom for the last 3 episodes or something like that. So I think she just really had to bring it extra if she wanted to stay. And I think, unfortunately, not only her outfit, but also her performance let her down. I think I wish she would have worn something different from LB, definitely. I mean, there was some leopard print, but it was all hidden under the furry robe. And also, I think, like, we've seen the Spice Girls. Like, I think she should have maybe gone for a more, like, current Mel B, the one from, you know, Got Talent or whatever. I think she could have done something a bit more, you know, different.
So, Runway Time, everybody's favourite part of the show. Who were your standouts? Who was the preHERstoric mammoth of the episode? Whose look were you dying over, and whose were you just like, that needs to be extinct? Yeah.
Definitely the highlight of the whole runway is Bimini giving me Darwin realness, and she was like evolution and like cells and whatnot, and Iris Van Harpen, which is obviously a good reference always, and it was unexpected. I was expecting to see Bones and Animal Print, which is what I saw. So the 2 people that stood out for me were definitely Tace and Bimini, because they gave me what I was not expecting. Tace's performance and delivery of the whole look was spot on. Even though, of course, you could see her pads, whatever. I think she didn't need to wear pads, nor stockings with that outfit, actually. But I think she really just... And her makeup was amazing. And Bimini as well was just, I mean, editorial, high fashion, haute couture. You know, yeah, just amazing.
And lastly, who are your top 3 queens? Who are we rooting for?
I'm definitely rooting for Tace. She's the person I know for the longest time in the competition. You know, I've been her, I would say, friend, actually, for more than 2 years, I think, you know. I didn't even do drag when I met her. And I think that she's the person I know the longest, so I have more connection to, and I think she really has everything to win. If not, I would really like to see Bimini win. I think she really is proving herself with her humor and with everything that she's been saying. She's just... But I'll be just happy with any London queen winning, Aurora, Bimini, or taste at this point. I think they're just everything, you know, they can bring it to the runway, they're gonna represent us, and they're just gonna say that London is the way to do it, honey.
Thank you so much, girl. Those were some fantastic insights from a professional as yourself.
Thanks for having me. Thank you, thank you. It's always a pleasure. Thank you for having me. And good luck with the rest of your show.
Thank you so much.
Bye, bro.
See you later.
Right, now it's time for my favorite part of the week, because I think I'm rude and I like to tell girls what they can and can't know.
Sure, if that's your fantasy, Stephen, like, make the audience believe it.
You're the Michelle to my Rue. Right, it's my favorite time.
Yeah, you keep moving.
You'll keep it that bit in. It's my favorite time of the episode where I give out awards to bitches who deserve it. It's time for the cunt awards. So, first award, Charmisma.
The way that your hand came from off camera and straight in. Go on, do it.
Do it again. First award, Charmisma. Who are we giving it to?
Ooh. Tia.
Tia fucking Coffee.
Because and also for the pure fact of I'm gonna miss it.
I voted for Tia.
And I didn't think I would ever say this.
I'm gonna miss the fucking awareness of it all. Like, I said this before in the
instead of Miss Congeniality, she gets Miss Self-Awareness.
I wouldn't be surprised if she gets Miss Congeniality as well.
I would be surprised if we never saw Denise Richards again.
I think Bimini might get that though, if she doesn't win, because she's been like so nice to so many queens.
But I think Tia's got a shot in there.
An inning.
I think Tia is gonna be a returning queen. I think Tia will go far. Just personality alone. She's so endearing, she's so lovable. Tia forever, we stand. Next award, uniqueness.
Ooh.
So I gave uniqueness to Taste.
Oh, I concur.
Yeah. And that runway look.
Yeah. Like, liked the attention to the details.
Yeah. Okay, next up, Nerve. Lawrence. Absolutely Lawrence.
Oh, and purely for the fact that he lost his nerve.
Yeah.
Like, where was the nerve? It was just like, it was sad. Because he is a funny queen. It just didn't come out this week. But
they didn't do as well.
Rue loves women. I'm sure
so
she'll
top
be back.
4.
By the way, I'm really sorry. I have noticed this over and over when I edit this, and I apologize if it offends anybody. I get my pronouns fucked all the way up in this. Like, I will be he, she, they, all
of the shop.
Like, in the same sentence, we'll be like, oh, you know, Lawrence, you know, he said this, and it's good that they do this.
And
but
she
you know
wore
what?
this.
I'm glad she won.
Yeah.
So it's a learning curve.
Right. Last up is Talon, and there's only one bitch that could take it.
3, 2, 1.
Steven.
I knew you were going to do it every week. You can never just do it.
Okay. Talon.
Bimini,
hands down.
Bimini bomb. Fucking Boulash.
Bimini.
Girl, you killed it.
Yeah, Bimini is that bitch. This week, you
put the T in cunt.
You put the C-U-N-T, but we had to
be fair, yeah.
Stephen
actually wanted to give uniqueness to Bimini this week. What was this gay ass hand on my hip that I was doing there? Stephen wanted to give uniqueness to Bimini as well this week, and I said that he couldn't because he told me that I couldn't give a Hora 2 awards in one of the episodes. So sorry, Taste, but you actually only got uniqueness by sheer force from me. But I'm glad that she's winning awards again.
Yeah, it's been a while, so.
Well,
with that being said, that is the end of this week's review. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We strive to give you quality, so leave a comment below.
Comment, like, share, all those normal things. Subscribe, please. Alright, guys.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye.
All the rules and so do I.